So we have these 5 different categories of diabetes mellitus that we're going to discuss today. Type 1 diabetes mellitus, then we have type 2 diabetes mellitus, and I'll be detailing the underlying pathophysiology of these major types of diabetes mellitus in today's lectures. Then we have gestational diabetes mellitus, and we have the maturity onset diabetes mellitus. I want to mention over here that these two entities are basically separately discussed in complete lectures in which we are going to discuss the underlying pathophysiology as well as the clinical features and the management guidelines of these particular conditions in detail. But for now, you must know that gestational diabetes mellitus is basically occurring due to the hormonal changes that occur during the pregnancy, and the maturity onset diabetes mellitus, the causes are basically related to the genetic defects. Finally, we have a miscellaneous group of diabetes mellitus. Over here, you can see that we have a lot of exocrine pancreatic failure reasons, such as we have the pancreatitis that can ultimately result in increased levels of glucose. We can have pancreatectomy, that is the partial or complete removal of pancreas, that can also ultimately result in diabetes mellitus in individuals. And then we can have different causes that can result in the destruction of the islets of pancreas. That can basically be the carcinomas. We have namely the cystic fibrosis or conditions such as hemochromatosis. They can ultimately result in the destruction of the islets of the pancreas and ultimately resulting in diabetes mellitus in these patients. On the other hand, as you may see here, we have the endocrine diseases such as the Cushing's syndrome. We can have acromegaly, in which we have raised levels of growth hormones. We can have glucagonomas, and then finally we can have pheochromocytomas. All of these endocrine disorders are going to ultimately result in metabolic syndromes, and ultimately, basically, the patient can suffer from raised levels of glucose. Finally, we have malnutrition-related diabetes mellitus, which is found in developing countries. The underlying mechanism over here is usually stress that is resulting in diabetes mellitus in these patients. Lastly, we have the genetic defects, such as leproschonism. Now, leproschonism is basically an extremely rare disorder which is characterized by abnormal resistance to insulin that results in a variety of distinguishing characteristics, including growth delays and abnormalities affecting in all the other endocrine systems as well. And that can obviously include the diabetes mellitus resulting in these patients.